talk, real conversations, and you're welcome to it. So, I wanted to come live and to do this topic, red flags in family. We know how our relatives are. We all know. And there's a lot of toxicity that happens with relatives, a lot of toxicity. And we're just going to talk a little bit about some red flags that we may see in family, right? One of the main red flags is control. Ultimately, it's up to us to make a choice to not allow ourselves to be controlled by our relatives. And there are some that really have this big power trip and they want to control what you do. They want to control what you say. They want to control who you go around, who you're in a relationship. The control just goes too much. And we have to pay attention to those red flags. And just because somebody is our family, it does not give them a pass to do whatever they want. It does not give them a pass to talk to us any way they want to. Family members do show red flags, and we have to be aware of it. Just the same way you can have standards, you can have boundaries, you have values. If your family does not respect that, it's time for you to leave them alone. Another red flag with family is jealousy. And jealousy is crazy because you would never think your own blood relative would be jealous of you, but it happens a lot of times in families. So often it could be your siblings. And the wildest thing to me is when you have jealousy, when it's jealousy with one of your parents. I never understood that. Why would a parent be jealous of their own child? But when I started to get therapy and work on myself, I began to understand that the reason why our parent could be jealous of us is they're jealous of the life that you have now. So many things. Hi, Taslim, how are you? Hi, Ayanla. Yes, Ayanla Bailey, how are you? Welcome. If you could hit the like, I'd appreciate it. How are you doing? Welcome. Happy Wednesday. There's a lot of things that we go through with our relatives. Hi, Shiko. How are you doing? I am probably going to say your name wrong. Elfer? I hope I said your name right. But there's a lot of red flags when it comes to our family. Where am I from? I am in Florida. Hi, Luke. Hi, King Pierre. How are you? Welcome. Everybody hit the like and subscribe. I wanted to talk about this because it's so important. There's so many red flags when it comes to our relatives, right? There's so much red flags and we have to pay attention. And I wanted to say that a lot of times within our relatives, there's jealousy that happens. And I never understood that your own relative, it could be your parents. Hi, Tisha. Hi, Natasha. How are you? I never thought that my own parents, my own siblings, aunts, uncles, grandparents, it's crazy to me that you could have people be your relative and then be jealous of you, okay? I'm grown. Hi, Anna. There's a lot of people that can be our relatives and they can be jealous of us. Hi, Goddess D of Love. How are you? Welcome. Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. I'm doing great, Tisha. How are you doing? Welcome in, everybody. If you could hit the like and subscribe, I really appreciate it. There's a lot of people who are our relatives, and it's crazy to me. Like, how could your own mother, how could your siblings, how could your auntie or uncle or cousin, somebody who is your own blood relative, how could they be jealous of you and jealous of your life? but it happens every day. And we really have to pay attention to the red flags that we see. Sometimes it starts off by a person being very controlling. Your siblings, your parents. Just because a person is your relative does not mean that they're not going to be controlling and they're not going to be jealous of us, okay? Hi, Truid. How are you? Welcome. And it just does not make any sense. I never have understood why people will be jealous of you, be controlling. Thank you so much for working so hard, Sirius. Welcome in. And I really had to start working on myself and healing that, because just because somebody is your relative, it does not mean that they're on your side, that they want the best for you. It's very unfortunate, but not all of our relatives are happy for us. Not all of our relatives want peace in our life because they don't possess peace themselves. They have made a choice to be disrespectful. They've made a choice to not heal. They made a choice to be immature. And sometimes, unfortunately, our own relatives has some mental illness, some mental health problems, and they really do need to be on medication. And I'm not saying it to make fun or clown, but it's a real thing that is happening in society. There's a lot of people who are undiagnosed with mental illness, okay? Yes, King Pierre, is deeper than jealousy. Misery loves company. Yes, and they want to be miserable, right? Welcome in, Sirius, my awesome mod. Shout out to you. Happy Wednesday to you. I hope you're doing great. I just want to talk about this for a little bit. Red flags in our families. Hey, Goddess D of Love, how are you? Shout out to my awesome mods. Check out Goddess D of Love's channel. Put a link to your channel, D. I wanted to say this, that just because we have our family, quote unquote family, relatives, okay, it does not mean that they want you to be happy. It doesn't mean they want you to have peace. It doesn't mean that they want you to have joy. And just because a person says, I love you, I care for you, that's just a thing for our mind, right? It's a thing that they want to say, because they know if they tell you they love you, it'll be something they'll like try to love bomb you into loving them. Love bomb you into getting you to do something for them, and it just doesn't work. Okay? Hi, Sonny. Welcome. And it's one of those things that no matter how much we care about somebody, no matter how much we want people to be there for us, no matter how much we want something to work, for some relationships, it will never work because they don't care about you. And it took me a really long time to be there, because we want things so bad. It's only natural for you to want to have close relationships with your parents. It's only natural for you to want to have close relationships with your siblings or other people who are your relatives. But if a person is toxic, if a person has some mental illness, it doesn't mean that they need to be in our life. Yes, actions over titles is so important for us to really pay attention to the signs, to the red flags, to all of those things. And we see a lot of red flags within our families, right? And they don't always treat us the best way. Just because somebody is your relative, right? It doesn't mean that they are good for us. And I'll tell you that a lot of our relatives can be jealous of us. They'll want to sabotage your own success. They won't want you to have better than they had, or they think that you have it easy, right? Just because maybe they came from a harder circumstance. So you do have to really pay attention and be careful, even within your family. It doesn't mean that it's safe. I hate that for so many people. And I hated that for myself, the way that I grew up. I didn't have a safe um, situation, a safe family unit. And I had to learn that family was something that I could make. I had to stop trying to force something to work that was not working. Yeah, exactly. Self awareness. It's just sometimes things just aren't working. Sometimes things will never work for them, and you just have to leave them alone. It's very unfortunate. Hi, Lisa. How are you? Welcome in. Happy Wednesday. Shout out to my awesome mod, Lisa. Check out her channel. Lisa, drop your link to your channel. Yes, we have to practice being a great judge of character. Yeah, we have to do more than just say, or somebody has to do more than just be born in as your blood relative for us to support them. We need more than that. There should be respect. There should be kindness, consideration, support, respect, boundaries. But like I was saying, when we talk about red flags with our family, okay, they don't understand those things. Some people, especially back in the day, some of our older relatives, they feel like because they're older than you, that they know everything, okay? And they don't. They don't know everything. Okay, Lisa dropped the link to her channel. Please make sure you go by and check out her amazing content. And also Goddess and who else? There was somebody else. There was Lisa, there was Dee, and there was somebody else, but you guys know. You guys know what to do. King Pierre says every position in your life needs to be earned. Exactly. You have to, a person has to put some skin in the game. They have to prove it to you that they deserve to be there. It's not something that just because I'm your mother or they're your auntie or uncle or cousin or sibling that they deserve to be able to be handed things. And one thing I want to talk about as well is red flags when it comes to the feeling entitled because, oh, you have to do this for me. And I'm just so burnt out of it. I'm so sick of relatives that always feel like, if you give them 100 things, they're going to want 100 more. They're never satisfied. Thank you so much, Lisa. Yes, less is more. And we have to make people work for having that position in our life. You have to make people work for feeling that they deserve to have that space in your life. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't deserve to have the space in your heart. Okay? And especially don't let them get in your head. There's a lot of times our relatives play a lot of mind games because they want to control you. They want to know your personal and private business, and they feel entitled because they're your sibling or your parent or your auntie or your cousin or whoever. And if somebody is not treating you in a respectful way, it doesn't matter how old they are or what they have done for you in the past. Respect is earned, okay? And if somebody is not acting in the right way, respecting you in the right way, then it's time for them to go, you know? And we have to pay attention to all those things. You have to pay attention to, are they playing mind games with you? Are they being controlling? Are they being demanding? Are they ones that always have their hand out? They want, and not even asking, demanding, I need this money. And once you open up that Pandora's box and you start to give them money, it starts off maybe just a few dollars, right? Then the price just always goes up. Then it's 50, it's 100, it's 300, and it's like you can't get out of that mode once you start it. So I would recommend, if you have not started that, don't offer to help. And that's one thing that I don't like about relatives. They will sometimes put you in the position to be very uncomfortable. They won't ask you if you can help them. They'll just tell you automatically, I need you to give me $100 for this. And you're like, hold on, wait a minute. You didn't ask me. You're telling me. And that's another red flag when it comes to our families. Just because a person may want something, and even if you have it, that's your money that you either worked hard for or it was there for you to use. It's your money. Don't let them tell you how to use your money. That's a big, major red flag when it comes to our families. And you got to know better. You have to know what you want to do with your money, and you have to know who you want to give it to. There are certain people in my relatives I will always give money because of just they're a respectful person, and they're not able to be able to take care of themselves. So I'm always going to cover them, but that's my choice. See, don't make a relative, don't make your family make you feel like you don't have the choice. It's always the you don't have to, you have to do what I tell you to do. And because I'm your sister, I'm older than you, or because you have it. Let's have this conversation. Isn't it interesting how people will want to control your money? They want to count your money and tell you how you should spend your money. Well, you have it, or you have a good job, or you're not using that credit card, or why can't you give me a ride and take me here and there? You have a car, or you have a truck, or you have this. What is yours is yours. Don't let your relatives, your quote unquote family, manipulate you and make you feel like you have to do something. A lot of times there's a lot of mind games, a lot of controlling, all of those things. Pay attention to the red flags and understand that you have the power to control it. You don't have to put up with it. Yes, yes, serious, absolutely. God says saying no shows the true colors. It does. You really find out who your relatives are when you say no. You really find out who really cares for you when you can't do something for them. Sit back, wait. I always say all relationships need to be tested. You find out who your relatives are. You find out who really loves you. You find out who really supports you when you have nothing, when you're in a situation. So all of those words like, oh, you're my family, oh, I love you so much, those are words that people just say. It just rolls off their tongue because they're so used to saying it. But what does that love do? Where is the action? Where is the proof in the pudding? Okay, it has to be more than just a person saying. You have to pay attention to how they talk to you. Are they respectful? Are they kind? What do they do for you? And it doesn't always have to be a financial thing. Sometimes our relatives can give us spiritual support. Sometimes a relative can give you whatever. There's many ways to show support from our relatives. It does not always have to be financial, but that's just one way. But for me, I feel like a major red flag with families is the lack of appreciation. There's no gratitude coming from them. It's like you do something for them, they're like, okay, that's it. Or what can you give more? And why can't you do that? They're always questioning. And no matter how much you do, it's the more that they will want to take. And you're the one that has to set the boundary. You're the one that has to cut it off. You're the one that has to say no. And I had to learn in the past 2 to 3 years about cutting people off that will never change, cutting off people who will never grow up, cutting off the people who are involved in gossip. And it's crazy how your own relative will be gossiping about your own business. You only told one person, so you already know who it is. Okay? So when you find it's that way, that already has shown you can't trust them, because as soon as you tell them something, they're gone off and to tell somebody else. So that's a warning sign for you to realize and to find out. They've revealed it. The mask has dropped off. You know who they are. So act according to that. Yes. Either we're a family or we're not. There is no in between. Look at the state of the world. Yes, the big picture. You have to pay attention to all of those things. So, honestly, that's what I wanted to come on and to talk about just for a little bit, red flags with our families, because I know this being a brand new year, there's a lot of people who talk about new year, new me. When we become brand new, we also have to shift our mindset, and we also have to shift who we let in our head, who we allow in our heart, who we allow to affect our spirit, our mental health. It's a lot of things that is involved with transformation. When you make a transformation of your mindset, of your focus, of your purpose in your life, it comes with the responsibility that sometimes those people that you have in your life, you have to cut them off so that you can be your best, so that you can maintain your mental health. Because I don't know about you all, but for me, my mental health was affected because of my relatives. And there's some that they never want to admit it. They never do anything wrong. It's always you're sensitive or you're this or you're that. But what it is they want for you to do the work. They want you to be able to give them money, your time, all of that. And don't fall for the game. Yes. Yes, do not trauma bond with family, make memories. Yes. And that's if they want to make memories. Unfortunately, for many of us, they don't want to make memories. All they want is a handout. They want a place to stay. They want to use you. They want to live with you. They want to take everything you have. And then when they suck you dry, just like a leech, or when they drag you down, because many times our relatives are crabs in the barrel, okay? And they will drag you down and cause you to have nothing, because they have a broke mentality, because they're unhealed and they don't believe in being kind. They don't believe in giving back. So I just want you all to open up your eyes, because over here on this channel, we talk about the real talk and real conversations. And it's not something that you hear a lot on social media, but we do need to have these conversations more and more, that our relatives do have red flags, and they don't always love us, and they will be using you, and they do play mind games, and they will be jealous of you, okay? And they will misrepresent themselves, and they will put on a whole mask and pretend to be something that they're not, in order to try to break you down. Don't let your relatives break you. Don't make your relatives make you unhappy, because one of the major red flags that I found for myself was when I started to make a decision to be happy, my relatives were very upset about it. When I started walking around smiling, they couldn't stand it. Oh, or when you start taking care of yourself, you start putting yourself together, like you don't want to be miserable, you don't want to be ratchet, you want to have certain things, you want to enjoy life, and they're not doing the work in order to have those same things. And everybody is not going to be the same. I had to learn that it's okay to leave people behind so that you can elevate, so you can have your mental health and have the things that you want, and bring that together so you can be your best. And that's what I want for you all. I want for you all to be your best. And there's so much red flags with our relatives. And like King Pierre says, do not trauma bond. And I have to say that there's a lot of things. I think every single person has traumatic things that happen within their families, right? There's very painful and dark things, big secrets that nobody wants to talk about and people want to cover up. But as long as you are doing what you need to fix yourself, that's what's important. Regardless of what other people want to do, they want to lie about it. They want to cover it up. They don't want to, tell whatever, this person really needs some therapy, this person really needs some medication, this person really needs to grow up because they're very immature. And I do want to say that before I end this live stream, it's a lot of our relatives that are very immature. They could be in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and up, and they still have not matured. They're still acting like little kids. You know, it's the ones in our relatives, and I think everybody has one that they never keep a job, or there's one in every family that they're in and out of the jail or prison system. Everybody has somebody that won't take care of their kids. They won't be responsible. They won't keep a job, and it's all of those things that we really have to really pay attention to it and say they are toxic, they are immature, they don't want to do the right thing. So no matter how much you care for them and how much you love them, they don't love themselves. And we do have to put some of our relatives on time out, give them some time apart from us so that they can grow up. If you continue to give people access to your mind, access to your time, access to your money, then they're going to keep getting it because you've left it open. So you got to cut off those people. You got to cut them off, you know. And it's not something easy. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like it's easy to cut off a sibling or an auntie or a cousin or this person or that person. It's not. But one of the things that I do limited access. You know, I do the customary, how are you doing from time to time, but I don't go past that. I don't offer my time. I don't offer my money. I don't offer to listen to their negativity, because sometimes our relatives have already made a choice that they want to complain. And that's all they're going to do. They're going to complain about their life. They will never work. They will never do the right thing. And a major red flag that I didn't talk about is they are the problem in the equation. They're the problem in the equation. They love to point fingers at other people, but they don't want to look at their own self in the mirror and to be accountable that I need to make better choices, or I didn't say the right thing, I was disrespectful. And you cannot grow a man. You cannot grow a woman. A person does what they want to do. And if they have already made a decision that they're not going to grow up, they're not going to do the right thing, you have to distance yourself from those people, or you're always going to be in the situation to be broken just like them. And that's just not going to work, okay? Thank you so much, Lisa. Great information. Keep motivating us. Thank you, Dee. I really appreciate it. King Pierre says, create new direction for family going forward. Unsubscribe from behaviors that don't benefit the family unit. And I've said that many times, that we really have to pay attention to our relatives' energy, for how they treat one another. And the ones that don't act right, don't bring them around. Don't let them in. Don't let them in your head, in your heart, in your spirit. Stop giving them money. We have to stop enabling our relatives and then complaining about it. You know, I know for sure, because I'm woman enough, I'm mature enough, and I've healed and worked on myself. I can't complain about a problem or a person and then be feeding and enabling it. I have to, you know, own up, take ownership of it, and say, I can't give you money anymore. I can't do this, or I can't listen to your drama and negativity, because it's just not going to work. Sirius says, it's not easy at all. I love them from a distance. Yes, Sirius, and you have to. It's just not good for us. Hi, Angela. How are you? Happy Wednesday. I hope you're doing well. So I did want to say this before I close out, to everybody. When we talk about red flags with our family, our relatives, right? We have to be honest. You know, don't walk around thinking like something is going to change. Your life is not going to change. You're going to have the mental disruptions. Your peace will always be disrupted if you continue to go around them with their bad vibes, their complaining, their manipulation, their mind game, their controlling, their jealousy, and their lack of maturity, their lack of, you know, taking accountability for their actions, their lack of doing the right thing. If somebody can't do the right thing, then don't be around them. Just because a person is your blood relative or your family, it doesn't mean that they deserve a space in your life. You got to protect your energy. You have to protect your finances. You have to protect your heart and your spirit, because our relatives can really be the source of us not getting to where we want to in our life, because we listen to them and they take away our power, our energy, our money, our everything, and they will suck you dry until you're nothing, and then they will just go and move on to the next person. Okay, just speaking the real talk and the reality. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm thinking that I'm going to make this a regular. I'm trying to find a regular day to go live, and I think that I'm going to keep it on Wednesdays, about 4:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we'll do like a 30-minute chit chat and talk about something. If I have a topic, we'll talk about something. If not, we'll just talk about whatever. Okay? Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Shout out to all my amazing mods, Sirius, Angela, Lisa, and those who are content creators. Make sure you go by and check out their channel, Lisa and Dee, and everybody. Thank you guys so much. Yes, thank you, King Pierre, for your participation. I appreciate it. And I hope if you find this information valuable, please subscribe to my channel. And I have some great videos. And if you guys have not checked out, I just did an interview with Miss Gloria Howard. I really enjoyed doing that interview. Look forward to seeing more interviews and conversations like that. I'm going to step outside of the box in 2025 and do something new for this channel. Put on your seatbelt, because we're about to do something really special on this channel. And I hope you're here for it. And once I get to my goal of my channel members are going to get something special that I have never seen anybody doing on YouTube. So look forward to that. We're almost there. We're just about at the halfway mark. Just about. I think last time I checked, I had 1,500 watch time hours. So once we get to that 3,000 watch hours, we're going to get channel memberships and get into what I've been wanting to do for a while. So stay tuned for that. And I'm going to make it affordable, something that you guys will definitely get a value for your membership. Okay, guys. See you guys next Wednesday, 4:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bye-bye, everybody.